Hi, I'm James.
And I'm Laurent.
And we're in Bora Bora.
You guys, we are in Bora Bora.
So when we arrived at the airport, we were greeted in true Polynesian style.
That band is there for every single flight that lands in Tahiti. And then after going through immigration security, we took a flight to Bora Bora.
The views from the plane were absolutely spectacular.
And then we get to Bora Bora, and it's a tiny little airport, but every single hotel has a desk there.
And each of them offers you a lei of flowers as you walk through the airport.
And then because the airport is on an island, you have to take a boat there. So every hotel has its own little private shuttle, which is usually pretty expensive. Or Air Tahiti has actually a free shuttle that takes you to the main town, and that's what we ended up doing.
The shuttle is beautiful because you get to see so many of the small islands around Bora Bora.
Yeah, so in Bora Bora, there's the main island with a volcano, and then there's a bunch of small islands around, and that's where a lot of the hotels are. And then we got to a hotel in Bora Bora, and we did nothing all day.
Doing nothing is great. All we did was sit and stare at the beautiful clear blue water and drink our margaritas.
And then the hotel was very nice. It's a tropical climate. All the plants and trees are beautiful.
The lily pads and the lotus flowers were just really beautiful.
And there is a kitty, because you need to have a kitty early in the video to make a good video.
In the evening, you see large geckos next to all the lamps catching their meal for the day.
And then the next day, we did our first big adventure, which was a big snorkeling trip.
We were the first ones to the reef, and we had it all to ourselves. And we were just up close to sharks and stingrays and all kinds of fish.
And those are lemon sharks. They're not really dangerous, but they were right there. We were not in a cage. We were in the water swimming among the sharks. And then there were all those stingrays at the bottom. And the stingrays as well are really cool. The way they are just flying in the water is very majestic. And then in addition to the sharks and the stingrays, there's just thousands of fish everywhere.
And to make the entire experience more enjoyable for snorkelers, people have written things at the bottom of the ocean. And so you just happen upon these things that say, I love Bora Bora, or, welcome to Bora Bora.
And it's funny, every fish reacts differently. Some of them are super territorial and are trying to defend their territory when you show up.
And they're constantly chasing each other around. It's really fun to watch them.
I'm sure if you go scuba diving, you see a lot more than if you're just snorkeling, but the water was so shallow that even by just snorkeling on the surface of the water, you could see all kinds of fish.
And sometimes just walking along the pier, you could see straight to the bottom and see the fish.
And then among all the small fish, we got to see a huge moray eel.
When I first saw him, I couldn't believe how big he was. As he went from one part of the reef to another, you really got a sense of how large he was.
And then the highlight of our snorkeling trip was to go see the manta rays.
I have never been that close to manta rays, and they're so graceful and so peaceful and just like angels floating around.
And they're huge.
Yeah.
I'm sure the real scuba divers had a much better view because they were a couple of meters away, but even us from the surface, it was just so majestic to watch. And then the next day,
we decided to treat ourselves to an over-the-water cabin at the Intercontinental Resort and Thalasso's Spa, which was absolutely amazing.
And a little golf cart took us from the boat to our room.
It is amazing. It's all ours. We have this incredible living room with a view onto the water below, as well as this incredible view of the whole complex and the mountain.
And we got our own balcony. And this is the deck to go on the water. Look at that view. Holy crap. The water is so blue, it's crazy.
The bedroom is bright and open with an incredible view on the water. Look at that.
Holy crap. This is the view we're gonna have when we wake up tomorrow.
And the sunrise is over the mountain.
Wow.
You can even see the fish, the water's so clear.
Look at the bed. Wow.
So pretty.
And the bathroom. Look at that tub. Holy crap.
And the view from the tub. Wow.
We are gonna take a bath in there. And we got a full walk-in closet. Oh, we got some life jacket in case we drown. And one of our goofy activities was to just play with the window over the water.
Yeah, I think we kayaked through it a couple of times just for fun. We are in paradise. This place is like no other place we have ever traveled to.
There's all those palm trees blocking the view. This is what I call room service. Holy crap, there's a stingray right on the beach. Wow. Two of them, wow. And then after the stingrays, we also saw an eel that was swimming right there along the shore. But that didn't deter us from actually trying paddle boards.
Paddleboarding was really fun. It was more fun than I expected.
Yeah, and actually nobody fell in the water.
Kind of amazing. You could be a gondolier.
And then after a day at the beach, we got to watch the sunset with the sun setting behind the volcano. It was beautiful.
Yeah, the sky turned so many wonderful colors. Did you just catch a fish?
Outside to watch the sunrise, and this is what happened to us. Even in paradise, it does rain once in a while, and when it rains, it pours. Paradise in the rain. It does happen. And after the rain comes the rainbow.
This is incredible. Absolutely amazing. This incredible rainbow is going right over the mountain, through the clouds to the other side. It literally ends at our cabin on the water. And the last leg of our trip was the island of Moorea,
which is just a few miles off the main island of Tahiti. So we just arrived in Moorea, and this is our welcome drink. Cheers. Cheers.
between you and me. I don't know what's in this. But if I'm not alive tomorrow morning, you'll know why.
Moorea is a lot more rugged than Bora Bora or Tahiti.
Yeah, it feels more like the countryside. We went to the tropical garden in Moorea.
And we saw some beautiful tropical flowers. And we hiked through the tropical forest to go see a waterfall. And it was pretty high up, and then we had to go down. And we saw one of those many roosters that woke us up every day at 5 a.m. And the hotel where we stayed at had a reef right in front of it.
And the hotel owner said that the reef was really small and uninteresting, but when we saw it, we were so impressed. It was huge, and there were lots of things to see there. We saw all kinds of fish, even seahorses.
And there were dozens of those little yellow fish. I don't know how they're called. They kind of look like clownfish, but they were very skittish.
They look like Dory from Finding Nemo.
But they were so fun to watch as they were trying to hide away from us. And then in addition to the fish, we were so lucky to see at least 5 or 6 sea turtles, and they were so beautiful, they were so majestic.
They're very hard to see. They're easily confused with rocks, but when you see them swim, you know you found a turtle.
Absolutely spectacular. So we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did,
Give it a big thumbs up
and put your comments
in the comment section below.
And if you want to subscribe to our channel, we are going to put a link right here.
And to get notifications, be sure to click the bell.
And if you want to watch our next video, we're going to put one right here over his face and another one right there. Bye.
Bye.